Hello everyone, I'm Dr. J and welcome to my kitchen. Tonight we're going to do some very simple shrimp on the Blackstone Griddle. Most of the work, to be perfectly honest, is going to happen right here in the kitchen. We're going to make a quick marinade, let them sit in the fridge for a half an hour while we get the grill ready to go. Once the grill's ready, this will be nice and marinated, flavored well. Shrimp flavors very quickly, doesn't take a long time to marinate. And it'll only take just a minute or two on each side to get these cooked fully through. What I'm using tonight is a 1620 easy peel raw shrimp. These are wild caught reds. That means they're 16 to 20 per pound. And the easy peel means that they're already scored down the back and deveined. That gets your cleaning work down to a minimum. They feel off very easy. It took about 15 minutes running under cold water to thaw these from frozen. The peel comes right off. If you like the tails on there, you'll leave the tails. If not, if you pinch right at the base of those tails, the meat will pull right out and you lose nothing really inside those shells. And that gets these all ready to go. You can save these if you do enough, make a nice seafood stock. Put some aromatic vegetables in there, some water, let them boil for a couple hours after you roast the shells. Makes a really nice seafood stock. We're going to go ahead and bring you in a little bit closer so you can see what we've got going on here. We'll make this quick marinade, get these in the fridge, and we'll take them outside and get them cooked up here real quick. For our marinade, I've got 24 peeled shrimp. Again, these are 1620 easy peel shrimp, already deveined, ready to go. I thawed these. We're from Oklahoma. Unfortunately, we don't have any water that has this kind of stuff anywhere close to us, so I have to buy mine frozen. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the bag. I'm gonna add just a touch of olive oil, so this has something in here.
Dr. J, that looks like avocado oil to me.
The shrimp. We'll add just a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in here. We're gonna use a little white pepper, some sea salt, a little bit of soy sauce. This will help with some color and flavor. A couple of shakes of Tabasco for a little heat. Doesn't take very much. That Tabasco goes a long ways. If you like more heat, put a few more shakes. Got a lime here. Get a little bit of a roll. Slice it open. I'm going to use juice from about half that lime, just to give it a little acid. Rolling that lime first helps the juices flow out of there nicely. That's juice from half a lime. And we need some garlic in here, so I'm going to run a couple of cloves through a garlic press. We'll seal the bag up. Mix everything around, make sure the shrimp is good and coated. And that shrimp's got a nice little salt, little heat, little lime juice, little acidity there. That'll live in the oven or live in the refrigerator for the next 30 minutes or so. And we'll go ahead and warm that grill up and get ready to throw this on the griddle. So while we're waiting for just a second for the shrimp to marinate, for the Blackstone Griddle to warm up, I thought I'd share just a couple of seconds, a little bit about me. My wife and I, Charlene, we'll be married 25 years on June 24th. It's a huge blessing. I'm richly blessed as an individual. I don't take that for granted. When I look back at some of the humble beginnings that we had, we married 1 month out of high school. You very rarely see couples that marry that young right out of high school make it, but we're one of those success stories, and I see that as probably the greatest accomplishment that I've had, regardless of my career, my education. It's my marriage that's the rock that holds me firm every single day. And it's the blessing of having that wife next to me. Our first place that we lived at was a small apartment complex. We had a junior 1-bedroom apartment, and we loved to fish, but we barely had 2 dimes to rub together. If it wasn't for back in 1995, the 99-cent Whopper at the Burger King that was about a block away. I think we would have starved to death, so I'm thankful for that promotion. But we loved to fish. We just couldn't get to the lake. We didn't have money for bait. We didn't have any way to do that. The apartment complex that we lived in, they had little ponds with bridges that went across to where the apartments were. And we would take little pieces of bologna on pieces of string, and I had a 5-gallon bucket that I drilled a bunch of holes in so I could pull it out, and we went fishing for crawfish. When I talked earlier about us not having in Oklahoma oceans around us where we could get fresh fish, around here we have crawfish, or crawdads is what a lot of us call them. And we would fish for those right out front of our door with little pieces of bologna. And we'd pull these out, and they looked like mini lobsters. It was pretty interesting to see us catch these fish, or crawfish, so to speak. And we'd catch them by the bucketful. I wish I would have had some means to sell those, because I could have used the money at the time. But to come from those humble beginnings where you don't even have 2 nickels to rub together, 25 years later, having this blessing, I'm pretty proud.
Alright guys, so we've got our shrimp out of the fridge. It's been marinating now for about an hour. I'll let it go for about an hour there. Everything's incorporated well. You can see everything's all the way. Should be soaked through that shrimp and be a wonderful flavor for us. I'll go ahead and throw a little bit of oil down. That. I've got all the burners on low, so this is going to be running in that 350, 380 range is where my temperature usually runs in this spot. I'm going to dump this straight out of the bag, right onto that griddle top. Make sure everybody gets some surface. Let those go for just a minute, and then we'll give them a flip. It will not take long at all for this recipe. All right, let's give these shrimp a flip. Nice color on that side. You can make it a little easier on yourself and put these all on some kebab skewers. That would help quite a bit. I like to spread them out all the way, make sure they get a caramelization all the way around. That's the way I prefer it. These will go for another minute, minute and a half tops, and they'll be ready to pull off. As these are finishing, I'm going to give them just a little bit of squeeze of lime, a little more acidity to help bring out the flavor of that shrimp. Alright, these guys have gone just a little longer. You can see inside, I cut that one open, beautifully translucent, nice and tender. There we go, a beautiful plate of grilled shrimp on the Blackstone. We'll let these cool for just a second, then we'll give these a taste. Alright guys, we have a wonderful plate of grilled shrimp. I've got some nice white rice in the house that I'm going to pair this with for a super simple, delicious meal with very little fat, something a little more healthy. Lord knows I need it. Take a look here. cut one of these open that I haven't cut yet. Give you a little look at that shrimp. You can see you got some color, some caramelization. Beautiful, beautiful temperature on there. It's just exactly what I'm looking for. Wow. Texture on that shrimp is delicious. It's just absolutely what you want. Melts in your mouth, not rubbery at all. The flavor that we get from that lemon, a little bit of Tabasco, a little bit of soy, gives it a wonderful flavor. It doesn't overpower the shrimp at all. You still get that good shrimp flavor. It's wonderful. This is a wonderful, simple, delicious dish. I hope you enjoyed this. If you try this out at your house, you can do this in a soft sauté pan very easily, exactly the same way I did there. It's just a little easier to flip it and get better surface area for everything. I did 2 dozen shrimp in 5 minutes. It's pretty simple. Give me a big thumbs up if you like this. Hit the subscribe button. I'll be putting more videos out soon.